I found him through learning English. On an app language. Once upon a time in a small, bustling city in South Korea, there lived a girl named Hannah. She was a bright, lively young woman with big dreams and an adventurous spirit. Although she had never traveled far from her hometown, Hannah was always fascinated by the wider world. She spent her days working as a junior graphic designer and her evenings watching English movies and reading books to improve her English skills. She believed that learning English would open doors for her to explore new cultures and make friends from around the world. One night, while watching a travel documentary, Hannah felt a surge of inspiration. She decided to join an international language exchange app, hoping to connect with people who could help her practice English. After creating a profile, she began chatting with people from various countries, enjoying the friendly conversations and learning. One day, Hannah received a message from a man named Michael. He was a software engineer from Seattle, tall with striking blue eyes, a warm smile, and an adventurous spirit. His profile showed pictures of him hiking in mountains, reading in cozy cafes, and laughing with friends around a bonfire. Hannah was immediately captivated by his kind and easygoing personality. Their first conversation was filled with laughter as Hannah stumbled over some words, and Michael, ever the gentleman, reassured her with patience and humor. They began chatting every day, and over time, Hannah's English improved. Their conversations deepened, moving from casual topics to sharing dreams, fears, and favorite childhood memories. They talked about everything, from books and movies to their favorite foods and dreams of the future. Michael loved Hannah's stories about her childhood in Korea, and she was enchanted by his tales of growing up near the ocean in Seattle. Despite the distance, they felt closer to each other than to anyone they had ever met. Months passed, and what had started as a simple language exchange blossomed into a deep and genuine love. Although they had never met in person, both knew that they wanted to be together. Michael, who was equally smitten, decided to surprise Hannah with a visit to Korea. On a cold winter morning, Hannah received a message, "Look outside your window." Her heart raced as she glanced out, and there, standing on the street below, was Michael. He was holding a bouquet of her favorite flowers, looking exactly as she had imagined, tall, handsome, and smiling just for her. They spent 2 magical weeks together, exploring the streets of her city, trying local foods, and laughing over the small cultural differences that only made them fall in love more. Michael's warmth and kindness were more than Hannah had ever dreamed of, and she knew in her heart that he was the one for her. When it was time for him to leave, they shared a tearful goodbye, promising that this wouldn't be the end. Determined not to let distance come between them, Hannah continued to study English diligently while Michael learned Korean. They visited each other every few months, each time feeling as if they'd never been apart. After a year of long-distance dating, Michael proposed on one of Hannah's visits to Seattle. He had planned a surprise beachside proposal at sunset, where he knelt on one knee, presenting a sparkling ring that seemed to glow with all the warmth of their shared dreams. "Will you marry me, Hannah?" he asked, his voice soft but steady. Tears filled Hannah's eyes as she whispered, "Yes," and they sealed their promise with a kiss under the golden light of the setting sun. They were married in a beautiful ceremony that blended their 2 cultures. Hannah's family and friends wore traditional Korean hanbok, while Michael's loved ones embraced the Korean customs with joy. Michael, dressed in a sleek black suit, stood at the altar with that same warm smile that had captured Hannah's heart. As she walked down the aisle, she couldn't help but marvel at how learning English, something that had once felt like a small dream, had led her to this moment. After the wedding, Hannah moved to Seattle, where she and Michael built a life filled with love, laughter, and shared adventures. Michael was every bit the perfect husband she had dreamed of, kind, patient, supportive, and deeply in love with her. They would go on road trips, explore coffee shops, and spend quiet evenings reading together, each day discovering new reasons to love one another. Together, they proved that love could bridge any distance, cross any language barrier, and bring together 2 hearts from opposite sides of the world. And so, Hannah and Michael lived a life filled with happiness, forever grateful for the simple decision to learn a new language that had led them to each other.